Hi, my name is Nathan Huang, and this is a message to all the FHS teachers and staff. On behalf of the class of 2016, I would like to apologize for the actions of some of my classmates. Yesterday, things kind of got out of hand, and we had no intention of disturbing any of the teachers' personal belongings or anything in their classrooms. So I'd like to apologize for that. Thank you.
Some people have said that the Frisco High School Jazz Band is the best kept secret at school. The Jazz Band is made up of regular band students who love the creativity and energy of playing jazz.
Jazz band, not only is the style of music different that we play, but the instrumentation is completely different as well. We use other instruments like a full drum set. We'll use electric guitar, bass, piano on a regular basis in addition to a wind section. On top of that, we get to kind of break all the rules that we learn in concert band when we go into jazz band. So they get to experiment with different types of sounds and whatnot that they don't normally get to in a classical ensemble.
The great thing about jazz band is you can take everything you learn from concert band and basically flush it down the toilet. From day one, they tell you to do something you're not supposed to do in concert band. And when you hear a solo in jazz band, it's almost always improvised, which I think is really cool. And it's an art really to think of something to play on the spot.
It's very specific, and the music is definitely a blast from the past, and the music that we get to play is just absolutely fantastic.
Playing jazz allows musicians to step away from the structures of concert band and have fun.
This weekend we went to Denton Arts and Jazz, and we had so much fun. We go over there, we perform ourselves, and then we get to listen to all the other bands. And that's probably the most fun part about it. We get to listen to bands better than us so we can get better in the process.
My favorite part is probably getting to play with the people I like to hang out with, and we can make some cool music.
Well, I really like that I can play as loud as I want, and since I'm the lead alto, Mr. Belletti is always telling me to play louder, and I don't get to do that in concert band, otherwise I'd get yelled at. So that's one of my favorite parts.
3, 4, 1.
The love of jazz is what inspired jazz band teacher Andrew Belletti to make music a career.
Originally, the reason I got into music education was because I love jazz, and the style of music is my favorite to play and my favorite to listen to, so teaching it is my favorite thing to teach as well.
The jazz band usually doesn't start performing until late fall and early spring, and they have a sound that won't quit. They are good, really good. We'll make sure to let you know next fall when the jazz band begins performing. You won't want to miss them. For Racc TV, I'm Madeline Hicks.
Students are often recognized for outstanding achievements in sports, academics, and various extracurricular activities. The fact is, the person sitting next to you may just be as interesting as the others we hear about during announcements. For example, FHS junior Michelle Tong has been playing the harp since 6th grade. She felt a connection to the harp from the moment she was able to wrap her hands around one.
So I've been playing the harp for 6 years now.
And what got me into the harp was the harp program that we actually have at Frisco ISD, which is really unique. But basically, just like any other instrument, you can start harp in 6th grade. And I went to the night where you could try out any instrument like every other kid, and I saw the harp and I was like, that is the instrument for me.
The harp was about to be phased out of the Hunt Middle School program until Michelle came along.
Not to my surprise, actually, Michelle was granted a spot as the only harpist at Hunt Middle School in 6th grade. They extended the program for her because Miss Yumiko believed that she was worth the investment. Those were her words.
One thing has led to another, and Michelle now holds the title of second in state. That's quite a responsibility for someone who also has a full schedule of AP classes. Between music, AP classes, and student council, Michelle stays really busy. But like they say, if you need to get something done, give it to a busy person. That's Michelle Tong.
The automatic transmission was not invented until the late 1940s. Before that, the only option for drivers was to shift gears manually. Most people drive automatics today, but there are those very few who still enjoy the thrill of shredding through gears.
Do you drive a manual transmission?
Yeah, I drive a 1990 Grabber Blue 240SX. It's that loud thing in the parking lot no one likes.
I did. I learned to drive on a stick shift.
Would you prefer it over an automatic?
Not now that I'm older. No, not with the traffic. No.
No.
Have you ever driven one before?
Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Just the facts, ma'am.
Would you recommend it?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
There is a distinct difference between driving an automatic and a stick shift.
Manual, you have to have a better feel for the car. You know, there's a clutch, there's a couple different engine parts that a stick has that an automatic doesn't.
You have to push a clutch in and shift gears.
I like them both, but if I had to choose one, I choose a standard transmission.
Why is that?
You feel like more connected to the car, and it's more like a fun driving experience instead of just like sitting in traffic and not doing anything.
Everybody should know how to drive a manual, but I don't like it anymore.
Many people are unaware that some of the nicest cars have a stick shift option.
I have a silver Infiniti G35. It's a G35 because that's my quarter-mile time.
Today, if you run across a stick shift car, chances are that there's a teenage guy behind the wheel.
I'm pretty lazy when it comes to traffic, but I believe every 16-year-old should learn how to drive a manual. And I think they are fairly easy to drive.
If you drive a car with an automatic transmission, you don't know what you're missing. The next time you're in the market for a car, you should at least test drive a stick shift. But be careful not to stall.
And for Racc TV, that is Zach Hamill.
Well, you are about to see the flash mob that our officers were originally assigned to record and use at their officer camp. However, because we like the team mentality and we like to include as many raccoons as we can in anything we do, we decided for the entire team to learn it. And we also wanted to bring some of our administration into it since Miss Miller has a dance background. So she volunteered to learn it. Both coaches learned it. And so we decided to have a flash mob all over the school and then have one of our wonderful social officers edit everything together and turn it into camp and also give it to Racc TV. So enjoy.
If you blow my high, you won't see me cry. Gotta whistle while you're working. That's why you gotta never let them see you down, see you down. Oh, oh, hey. Gotta smile while you're hurting and whistle while you're working. And whistle while you're working. Gotta smile while you're hurting. Just whistle while you're working. If you blow my high, you won't see me cry. Gotta whistle while you're working. That's why you gotta never let them see you down, see you down. Oh, oh, hey. Gotta smile while you're hurting and whistle while you're working. And whistle while you're working. Gotta smile while you're hurting. Just whistle while you're working. If you blow my high, you won't see me cry. That's why you gotta never let them see you down, see you down. Oh, oh, hey. Gotta smile while you're hurting and whistle while you work. Hey. And whistle while you work. Hey. Gotta smile while you're hurting. Just whistle while you work. If you blow my high, you won't see me cry. Gotta whistle while you work it. That's why you gotta never let them see you down, see you down. Oh, oh, hey. Gotta smile while you're hurting and whistle while you work it. And whistle while you work it. Gotta smile while you're hurting. Just whistle while you work it.
Everyone who has a 1B class knows Leo Lorenz, or if you don't know him, you'll know him when you see him. That's because Leo is an office aide and travels to all parts of the school. You might say he gets around.
I like to see the multitude of different varying classrooms of like culinary, chemistry, and I think we have a chemistry 2 in F Hall. The English rooms are spread out, the art rooms are like across the school. It's kind of fun. It's like a maze to try and find the right room.
After attending 10 different schools in various parts of the country since elementary school, Leo really enjoys being at Frisco High School.
The teachers actually care about your education, and they want you to succeed in life. They want you to have a great job, and they want you to succeed and have a great life.
I was very excited to have Leo in my class because I had actually seen him in the hallways during his senior year, and he always had a big smile on his face and always said hi and always looked excited to be here at Frisco High.
Who's your favorite artist and why?
Mumford & Sons, because they are overrated.
Fat Nick, because we were born in the same hospital.
You know, there's a lot of troll players out there in the game right now, but my favorite 2 artists probably have to be La Flame Travis Scott.
Don't go through the front door.
Louis Armstrong.
I see trees of green, red roses too.
I love jazz.
My favorite artist would be Papa Roach. Because I grew up listening to him and I really love his lyrics and the way that the band works together to incorporate all styles of what they are interested in their music.
I really like country music, so I'm a big fan of George Strait.
Lord, I'm still right there with them, singing above the crowd.
I just really like, because he has a broad range of music, anything from a love song to just a broken heart.
My favorite musical artist would be Beyonce. Because she slays. Bay High for life. Like, I don't know what else to say.
Logic.
All I do is rhyme. All I do is get this money. All I do is grind. Play shows and chill with honeys. All I do is shine.
I guess he makes a lot of sense.
Blake Shelton.
Talking about girls, talking about trucks, running them red dirt roads out, kicking up dust.
Because I just like him.
Who's your favorite artist and why?
I don't know.
Okay.
This goes out to, you know who this goes out to.
FHS junior Kyle Barnes is an example of someone who has interests that range from one end of the spectrum to the other. Not only has Kyle been an ice skater since he was 3 years old, he also plays the cello in the Frisco High School Orchestra.
I started playing cello and playing an instrument in 6th grade. I started that with the orchestra program because that's when you normally start with instruments in school and stuff like that. And it was just something that really interested me. I thought it would be a great opportunity for me to learn a new skill.
Between ice skating, orchestra, and school, he learned to balance everything he does.
Well, I have to keep a consistent schedule, really. I can't be, distracted too much. I can't be procrastinating when I'm at home because I only have a few hours every day to do homework.
Well, Kyle, he's pretty much close to the perfect student. He's always in class, always ahead of schedule, knowing what we're going to do, gets his work done on time, turns it in. He's helpful to the other students. I would say he's probably the perfect student for me.
Kyle, Michelle, and Leo are just a few examples of the exceptional students here at Frisco High School. Remember, everybody has a story, even you. For Racc TV, I'm Ariana Ramp.
It seems like every year in Frisco, something big is happening. The Ford Center, also known as the Star at Frisco, the Dallas Cowboys headquarters, and about 10 other names, is the Dallas Cowboys' new state-of-the-art training facility. With full-scale office buildings, studio space, locker rooms, workout rooms, practice fields, and a full-size dome stadium, it is nothing short of a football team's dream, and it's all in our backyard. I'm walking here on the field of the soon-to-be-completed football field at the Star Center. In a little over 100 days, Frisco will be kicking off with Centennial at a quadruple header opener where every Frisco team will play on opening day.
So this is the venue, and as you can see, as I was describing earlier, that half of your seating is down and half is up. It's split evenly, about 6,000 seats down and about 6,000 seats up. In other words, it's 12,000 seat capacity.
The $256 million stadium is part of the $5 billion mile, a stretch of development between Warren and Lebanon along the tollway.
So I will tell you that this coming out of the ground and being vertical and actually being able to see it and touch it and feel it, yes, it impacts everything else and the speed at which it's going to happen. This venue will be up and running, and we've got to have the doors open for our August 27th event where we'll have all of the high school teams coming in and playing. Wow. We will make it.
First of all, the school district brings the kids to Frisco. That's why they're moving in. And then when you look up and you can play a ball game on a Friday night, either at a facility that we just put $1.3 million into here locally, or the FC Dallas, or going over to the Star, that's pretty special.
I think it will be a great experience to play in a big stadium, and it will be a great place for fans to come out and support us.
Inside this stadium, high school teams will have access to locker rooms, press boxes in the field to host football and soccer games, as well as other events such as concerts. UAL's rezoning means that Frisco ISD is now its own district. During football season, most of our games will be with schools in Frisco ISD. 13-5A is a new district, and this is a new stadium. And what a sweet stadium it is. As a graduating senior, I can confidently say that you may see several familiar faces in these seats next fall. Congratulations, Frisco. For Racc TV, I'm Rohan Bosky. The annual Powder Puff football game has been a Frisco high school tradition for decades. This year's game was a big success if you go by the numbers.
Though there were more people on the field than in the stands, the spirit still ran high.
So how do you feel about how Powder Puff went?
We're really good. Seniors brought their A game. The juniors, they tried, but we got it. We got the win, got the W.
And you seem to dominate out there. How do you feel about how the seniors did? 35-14, right?
Oh yeah, all the way. Offense, defense, we crushed it. We're unstoppable.
The Powder Puff game is sponsored by our FHS parents and gets its name from the way the game is played.
The boys and girls switch roles. The junior and senior girls are the football players, while the junior and senior guys try to drum up spirit as cheerleaders.
The end result lies somewhere between Tony and Guy in Mardi Gras. Most everyone adhered to the two-finger rule, but there were some parts of the school dress code that you might say were blown out of proportion.
I'm pretty pumped right now, just kind of lifting myself up, supporting me. My teammates did really well, my players.
The juniors played hard and displayed some impressive moves, but it wasn't enough to counter the bullying. The powerhouse senior girls.
Grace and Addie, you know, after a devastating loss. How does it feel after the game?
Well, I mean, we fought really hard. We didn't have enough practice. I feel like we had more practices. We could have come up with more plays. I mean, we allowed the seniors to win so they could have a W for their senior year. But we'll come out next year with the win.
I agree. We were ill prepared, but we'll come out strong next year.
Do you think Powder Puff was a success this year?
I think it was a big success. The girls really put their hearts all out on the field today, and seniors prevailed. Good for us. We worked hard for that, so we're just looking forward to next year and seeing what we can do.
How does it feel to be humiliated this year?
I'd say we put in good effort, so I think we got next year. Next year's going to be our year.
No comment.
Powder Puff was fun today?
Yeah, I think it was a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be, and I'm really glad I came out today.
The by-the-book officiating kept everything on the up and up.
All the calls were fair. We made every call by the book, and the seniors, they just were better. All the calls were fair. Sometimes it got a little out of hand, and we had to put a whistle on it.
Ethan Jost, how was the officiating throughout the game?
It was great. It was fair. It wasn't one-sided at all. Zach and Grayson both did a good job, and we're blessed to have them out here.
Many students are unaware that the annual Powder Puff Games have been a tradition at Frisco High School since before their parents were even born.
We've had Powder Puff football games as long as I can remember. We had them in high school when I was in high school at Frisco, but my first experience in playing, my best friend tackled me and I got a concussion on the very first play of the game.
The games are as popular as ever, and the participation increases every year.
A special thank you goes out to all of the parents and volunteers who made this year's Powder Puff Game such a big success. For Racc TV, I'm Justin Mata.
And I'm Rohan Vasa.
The UNICEF Club, that's going real well so far.
She is in charge of textbooks. This year's prom.
Helping children's, that's right, helping children's. That's not, children is not plural. Children is the plural of child.
Walking past Miss Gonzalez's desk, you will find Miss, hold on, we're too far away.
And for Racc TV, that is Zach Hamill.
Good morning, fellow raccoons. Don't worry, we're not permanent. I'm Jack Mayo.
And I'm Noah Marriott.
Don't look at the camera, but do it when you're ready.
We'll be here in the FHS cafeteria. Come check out our award-winning projects. Yeah, you walked way too early.
What was your worst childhood memory? One time, my mom, she disabled my World of Warcraft account.
Okay.
All right, have you ever dressed up as Halloween?
Yes.
No. Have you ever dressed up for Halloween? Hold on.
Yesterday might have been one of the most memorable days for us in nope. Memorable. I said that right?
You said memorable.
I was gonna have it in my other hand when I come back.
Do you have any unique talents?
We can both twist our arm. Can we start over?
Now do one where you're like nervous and you like throw your hands in the air.
Alright. Now?
Yeah.
What is it? What is it?
There's one more thing.
Yeah, what?
It's April 1st. April Fool's Day.
Congrats. You have your own day.